Hello everyone, I am Dr. R. Krishnaveni, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce Bank Management, St. Joseph's College, Kadalur. In this video, we have to learn about BCBS and BIS and Basel norms 1, 2 and 3. First, what is BCBS? The expansion of BCBS is the Basel Committee on Banking Supervision. The Basel Committee for Banking Supervision has played a leading role in standardizing bank regulations across jurisdictions. The Basel Committee on Banking Supervision is a committee on banking regulation and supervisory practices. It was established by central bank governors of the Group 10 countries, that is G10 countries, in 1975. The primary objective of the committee is to improve banking regulation and supervision system and reduce the gap between systems in different countries. The committee's proposals do not have legal force, but these are the accepted international standards of best practice in banking supervisions. The committee consists of senior representatives from banking supervisory authorities and central banks from Belgium, Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, Netherlands, Sweden, in Basel, Switzerland, where its permanent secretariat is located. Basel is situated in Switzerland. Next one is BIS. So the expansion for BIS is Bank for International Settlement. What is the need for BIS? On 26 June 1974, German regulators forced the troubled bank Hersat into liquidation. That a day, a number of banks had released payment to Hersat in Frankfurt in exchange for US dollar that was to be delivered in New York. Because of time zone differences, Hersat ceased operation between the times of the respective payments. The counterparty banks did not receive their US dollar payments. This resulted into big crisis. So அதாவது ஹெசாட் வந்து என்னாச்சுன்னு சொன்னால் அவங்க வந்து பேங்க் வந்து லோன் வந்து கொடுக்கணும். ஸோ அவங்க வந்து டாலர்ஸில் நியூயார்க்கில் அவங்களுக்கு வந்து எக்ஸ்சேஞ்ச் பண்ணலான்னு சொல்லிட்டு கொடுத்தாங்க. பட் ஆனால் ஒவ்வொரு கண்ட்ரியும் ஒவ்வொரு டைமில் வந்துருக்கும் பேங்கிங் ஹவர்ஸ். ஸோ அவங்களுக்குள்ள எக்ஸ்சேஞ்ச் ரேட்ஸில் டிஃப்ரென்சஸ் வந்துருக்கும். ஸோ அப்போ இவங்க பேமெண்ட் பண்ணும்போது கவுண்டர் பார்ட்டிஸ், தட் இஸ் அதர் கண்ட்ரீஸில் இருக்கிறவங்களால ஸோ அந்த பேமெண்ட்டை என்கேஷ் வந்து பண்ண முடியல, ஸோ அக்செப்ட் வந்து பண்ண முடியல. அப்போ யூஎஸ் டாலர்ஸில் அவங்களுக்கு வந்து பேமெண்ட் வந்து ரிசீவ் ஆகலை. ஸோ இது பெரிய ப்ராப்ளம் வந்து ஆச்சு. ஸோ இதுதான் கிராஸ் ஜூரிடிக்ஷனல் ஆஃப் ஹெர்சாட் டிபேக்கிள்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. அதாவது ஒரு கண்ட்ரிக்கு இன்னொரு கண்ட்ரிக்கும் இருக்கிற ப்ராப்ளம்ஸ் இது. ஸோ இந்த ப்ராப்ளமை ரெக்டிஃபை பண்ணுறதுக்கு சால்வ் பண்ணுறதுக்கு குரூப் 10 கண்ட்ரிஸ், ஸோ அது ஆக்சுவலாக 11 கண்ட்ரிஸ் பட் 10 கண்ட்ரிஸ்ன்பாங்க. ஸோ அவங்க ஜாயின் பண்ணி ஒரு கமிட்டி வந்து ஃபார்ம் வந்து பண்ணாங்க. ஸோ அந்த கமிட்டியை தான் வந்து என்ன சொல்லுவாங்க அப்படின்னு வந்து சொன்னால் BIS, தட் இஸ் பேங்க் ஃபார் இன்டர்நேஷ்னல் செட்டில்மெண்ட்ஸ் அப்படின்னு வந்து சொல்லுவாங்க. Responding to the cross-jurisdictional of the Hersat debacle, the G10 countries formed a standing committee under the auspices of the Bank for International Settlement, that BIS. This is called the Basel Committee on Banking Supervision. Over time, the focus of the committee has evolved, embracing initiatives designed to define roles of regulators in cross-jurisdictional situations, ensure the international banks for bank holding companies do not escape comprehensive supervision by a home regulatory authority, promote uniform capital requirements so that banks from different countries may compete with one another on a level playing field. Participant countries are implicitly bound to implement its recommendations. Usually, the committee has allowed for some flexibility in How local authorities implement the recommendations, their national laws vary. Basel norms. The birth of Basel banking norms is attributed to the incorporation of the Basel Committee on Banking Supervision, that is BCBS, established by the Central Bank of the G10 countries in 1974. This came into being under the patronage of Banking for International Basel norms. The birth of the Basel banking norms is attributed to the incorporation of the Basel Committee on Banking Supervision established by the Central Bank of the G10 countries. The committee formulates guidelines and provides recommendations on banking regulation based on capital risk, market risk, and operational risk. The committee was formed in response to the disordered liquidation of Hazard Bank based in Germany in 1974. The committee was renamed as Basel Committee on Banking Supervision. The committee acts as a forum where regular cooperation between the member countries takes place regarding banking regulation and supervisory practices. The committee aimed at improving supervisory know-how and the quality of banking supervision quality worldwide. Currently, there are 27 member countries in the committee since 2009. These member countries are being represented in the committee by the Central Bank and the Authority for the Prudential Supervision of Banking Practices. Apart from the banking regulations and supervisory practices, the committee also focuses on closing the gaps in international supervisory coverage. The first set of Basel Accords, known as Basel I, was issued in 1988 with a primary focus on credit risk. It is proposed creation of a banking asset classification system on the basis of the inherent risk of the asset. In 1998, the Basel Committee on Banking Supervision in Basel, Switzerland, published a set of minimum capital requirements for banks. These were known as Basel I. It focused almost entirely on credit risk, that is default risk, the risk of counterparty failure, that is the risk of counterparty failure. It defined capital requirement and structure of risk weights for bank. Under these norms, assets of banks were classified and grouped in 5 categories according to credit risk, carrying risk weights of 0%, 10, 20, 50 and 100% and no rating. So that is cash, bullion, home country debt like treasuries. Banks with an international presence are required to hold capital equal to 8% of their risk-weighted assets, at least 4% in Tier 1 capital and more than 8% in Tier 1 and Tier 2 capital. This will be discussed detailed in Unit 2. So, one of the major role of Basel norms is to standardize the banking practice across all the countries. However, there are major problems with the definition of capital and differential risk weights to assets across countries. Like Basel standards are compounded on the basis of book value accounting measures of capital and not marketing values. Accounting practices vary significantly across the G10 countries and often produce results that differ markedly from market assessments. The problem was that the risk weights do not attempt to take account of risk other than credit risk. That is, Basel I focus only on credit risk. It cannot take into account market risk, liquidity risk and operational risk and all. And the next one, Basel II. Basel II, the second set of Basel Accords was published in June 2004 in order to control misuse or in order to reduce the problems of Basel I norms, most notably through the regulatory arbitrage. That is, Basel II laid down guidelines for capital adequacy, risk management, that is market risk and operational risk, and disclosure requirements. Use of external ratings agencies to set the risk weight for corporate, bank and sovereign claims. Operational risk has been defined as the risk of loss resulting from inadequate or failed internal processes, people and systems, or from external events. This definition includes legal risk but excludes strategic and reputation risk, whereby legal risk includes exposure to fines, penalties resulting from supervisory action as well as private settlements. There are complex methods to calculate this risk. Disclosure requirements allow market participation, assess the capital adequacy of the institution based on information on the scope of application, capital, risk exposure, risk assessment processes, etc. The next one is Basel III norms. The third installment of the Basel Accords, Basel III, was introduced in response for the global financial crisis and is scheduled to be implemented by 2018. It calls for greater strengthening of capital requirements, bank liquidity and bank leverage. However, critics argue that these norms may further hamper the stability of the financial system by providing higher incentive to them circumvent the regulations. The Indian banking system has remained largely unscathed in the global financial crisis. This is mainly, amongst others, on account of the relatively robust capitalization of Indian banks. The Reserve Bank of India has scheduled the start date for implementation of Basel norms over a 6-year period starting April 2013. It is widely felt that the shortcoming in Basel II norms is what led to global financial crisis of 2018. So, அதாவது Basel II problemsனால தான் நமக்கு financial crisis வந்துச்சு. This is because Basel II did not have any explicit regulation on the debt that banks could take on their books and focused more on individual financial institutions while ignoring systematic risk. To ensure that banks do not take an excessive debt and they do not rely too much on short-term funds. So, Basel III norms were proposed in 2010. ஸோ இவங்க என்ன பண்ணிட்டாங்கன்னா ஷார்ட் டேர்ம் ஃபண்ட்ஸில் அவங்களுக்கு வந்து கான்சன்ட்ரேட்டே வந்து பண்ணல. ஸோ ஒன்லி லாங் டேர்ம் ஃபண்ட்ஸில் தான் கான்சன்ட்ரேட் வந்து பண்ணாங்க. ஸோ இது அவங்களுக்கு ஒரு ப்ராப்ளம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டாச்சு. ஸோ தேங்க்யூ. நெக்ஸ்ட் வீடியோ we have to discuss about asset liability management and asset liability organization. Thank you.